Hello everyone, and welcome to a first impressions video of Blaston by Resolution Games. The reason it's first impressions and not a full review is because I haven't been able to play the game as much as I liked because I'm not a healthy man, and playing the game for a relatively short period of time now makes my legs hurt. I'd also like to apologise for the erratic nature of the footage used in the video, and that's because I'm a filthy tryhard and I was trying my very best to win. The game is available for £7.99 on Quest and £7.19 on Steam. It's described as a VR bullet hell PvP shooter, which I think is pretty accurate. The core gameplay concept is quite simple. It has you and your opponent each on your own platforms, facing each other, and you will use weapons that spawn around you to try and reduce their health to zero while avoiding their projectiles. So for the too long didn't watch, is the game worth buying? And the answer to that is absolutely. Doesn't matter which platform you're buying it on, the game is cheap, matches are 1v1 which makes matchmaking fast, and if you get to platinum rank and join the Discord, the devs will gift you another copy of the game. I achieved platinum rank in about an hour, but obviously mileage will vary based on how well you take to the game. Okay, so let's look a little more in depth at what I liked and what I didn't like about the game. We'll start with the good, and I've got quite a lot of good things to say. Firstly, there's a lot of depth in how you both use weapons together on the battlefield and in designing your loadout. So an example of how weapons can combine and a strategy that I like to use. One of the weapons shoots these large red orbs that move very slowly, they kind of obscure vision a little bit, and they cordon off space on your opponent's platform, kind of like a no-go zone just because of how much space they take up. What I like to do was to fire these orbs to use them to obscure the opponent's vision, hide behind them, and then fire the Viper, which is like a high damage sniper weapon from behind it. And I'd often find myself being able to hit the lower part of their body where they didn't realise they were exposed. There's also a good tutorial that teaches you enough to play the game, but without being overwhelming. The matchmaking will put you up against a bot while you're waiting for a real player to be available, which is great. It means you're not standing around twiddling your thumbs. Even with that though, match times waiting for a player were short because it's 1v1. There's a lot of depth when it comes to customising your loadout, and the game gives you all the information you need for each weapon. It gives you how much damage it does, how long the weapon takes to spawn, everything that could be useful with designing the loadout. But not only that, it also gives you a safe environment where you can actively test all the weapons and learn to use them effectively, and also to formulate your own strategies for avoiding them on the battlefield. One of the things that I also really liked isn't necessarily in the game directly, but on the Discord, I found the community to be friendly and accepting, as well as the devs to be actively participating in balanced discussions, which is great to see. On to a few things that I'd like to see improved, only a few minor things really. Even though they weren't very expensive in terms of in-game currency, I'd like the option to try weapons before you buy them, because there were some that I just ended up not using, such as the shield. I just found it better to apply pressure more consistently. I'd like them to make it more obvious when you're against a bot too. It's great that they're there, but I found myself sometimes waving at somebody only later to realise that it was a bot when a real player joined the match. Something that I did like but wasn't able to utilise, I like the idea that you can fist bump at the end of a match and it comes up saying GG. I thought that was really nice. However, because of limitations of space, I was only actually able to do this once, and the rest of the times I just punched my monitor. So perhaps if they moved the players closer together at the end or had some other way of activating that, that'd be great. In conclusion, so far I've found Blaston to be a super fun, competitive 1v1 game. The devs are actively working to fight the population problems that we have with VR by giving out free copies, and they're also listening in terms of balanced discussion. So to me, this feels like a no-brainer to pick up, especially for the cheap cost. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye, have a good Christmas, and I hope to see you in Blaston. If you've enjoyed this video or found it useful, then please leave a like or subscribe, and I'll leave you with the footage of this last match with no voiceover. Thanks for watching.
one.